Can you hear me now? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good, good.
What's
What's
up?
going on, brother? What's going on, brother?
Another day in the neighborhood.
That's what's up. I can't see you though, brother.
You
Where you
can't see
at?
me. Okay. I don't know why you can't see me. I can see you.
Well,
First we couldn't.
you there? Hey, hey. What's Strickland there? I'm good. How are you doing? Good. I don't hear or see Strickland. Is he here? Wow, this is crazy. Strick.
Can you see me now?
Nah, brother, I don't see you. I don't know what's going on.
Everybody else can see me, I think.
Oh, so that's how we do it then, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, this is,
I don't know.
yeah, neither do I. It's all right though. Let's make it do what it do. It
Uh,
says waiting for it. I am Strickland.
I'm here,
Yes, you are.
and I hear the echo on your end.
Really?
So I definitely.
Oh, they say they only see me. I don't see you. It says waiting for I am Strickland. He
Mm,
dropped off.
I dropped off and came back.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. But let's give it. Let's just talk.
All right. Cool.
If they can see us, that's all that matters.
All right. For those who can see me, pardon my eyes. No, I haven't been smoking. Uh, I had like dust. I haven't had cable in a while, so I moved my cable boxes to return them and had dust on them and didn't uh, uh, wash my hands, and I was touching my eyes. So yeah, and then so I look like I've been crying. I look like I'm high. I look like all that stuff, but I'm not. And I just took a nap, so I just woke up from a nap. So that could add to it as well. But I'm here, and I'm happy to be here for another episode of Characters Unmasked.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Yeah. So not a wise choice, what, to touch my eyes and yeah, whatever. That's what all the weed heads say. I am not, and nor have I ever been a weed head, okay? But yeah, so what we talking about tonight, Shiek?
Oh, we talking about what you told us to talk about.
Well,
Hollywood. We talking
exactly.
about brothers in Hollywood. We talking about, come on, baby. You know what we talking about.
We talking about the struggles.
The
We talking
struggle.
about the struggles and the sacrifices. What it takes, not what it takes, what it costs to live the
Hmm.
dream, and what sacrifices and what sacrifices, what struggles, what drives us, the cost of living the dream. That's what we're talking about tonight. So
Hmm.
sacrifices and struggles, man. So what have you sacrificed, Sheik? Or have you sacrificed?
Oh wow, that's a twofold question. What have I sacrificed? Everything.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I've been doing this for like 30 years or more, and this is this time around because I was in the process or still in the process of reinventing myself, and this time around I'm trying not to make the same mistakes I made before. Some of them are I sacrificed friendships, relationships,
mm,
family. It was just about my focus was about the art, um, and that was it. There was no balance for me, and I had peers in the industry that, that spoke to me, pulled me to the side, and spoke to me about balance and about getting out and meeting people and doing things. And I was like, man, I just want to act. I just want to be the best I can be. So I sacrificed loved ones, family, friends, relationships, just for the art, just to do what I want to do or need to do. You know, what'd you sacrifice, brother?
So that's cool.
No, it's not actually.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
This time around, I told myself I ain't doing it. This time, relationships, friendships, and family is more important. I'm the balance, equipoise, the balance. This time it's about balance. But yeah, what have you sacrificed, brother?
Honestly, since we're unmasked, and for those of you just tuning in, this is kind of like a part 2 or continuation of, not really a continuation of what we're talking about, but we know the last time, I got emotional.
We both did.
Yeah, we both did.
Because we sensitive.
Honestly,
we sensitive.
Sensitive. We are okay with our masculinity and our sensitive sides. Honestly, I haven't gotten to the point where I had to really sacrifice anything or everything. Years ago when I think I may have told this story, but years ago, I think it was 2008, 2009, I was doing this play. I was actually doing 2 plays at once. There's a time when I was doing like 5 projects at one time. And so I did, at one point, I did sacrifice time with loved ones. I did sacrifice time to myself because I was delving into these scripts and these different projects. Because like you said, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be known. I always wanted Steven Strickland to come out of people's mouths, So at that time, it was like, Steven Strickland, oh, I know Steven Strickland, he's doing this. Oh, well, isn't he doing this? Yes. But in 2008, 2009, I left the post office because I was doing these 2 plays and I thought my career was about to take off then, and I guess I sacrificed humility in a way because in 2008, I was doing this play. Prior to that, every year I prayed to God. I said, hey, God, I want to be doing at least 1 gig a month all year. And that happened. Then the next year I prayed. I said, God, you did it last year. Let's see if you can do it again. I asked to do 2 gigs a month. Boom, he was doing that. And it was like acting and hosting, at the same time. And then 2008, before 2008 came, I said, Lord, I want to make it big in 2008. Those are the words I said, make it big in 2008. And if you're not ready for a thing, I think God won't give it to you if you're not ready for it, but he'll show you that he's listening, right? So in 2008, I saw an audition for a play called Making It Big. And I asked God, I want to make it big in 2008. And I saw an audition for a play called Make It Big, right? And I was in Hillside, New Jersey, and the audition was in New York, and I got a call saying, I saw your not submission, but yeah, I saw that you submitted, you wanted to audition for the play. Can you get here in an hour? And I was like, oh yeah, I could get there in an hour. But I knew I couldn't get there in an hour, but I really tried to get there in an hour. I got there, and everybody was coming out of the audition. Whoa. And I auditioned in the hallway right in front of the elevators. As soon as I got off the elevator, he was like, oh, Strickland? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, let's see what you got. So I auditioned right there, got the part. But I fast forward to the play. The play was a good play, but the stuff behind it, the marketing and all that stuff wasn't all that great. So it fell through, right? So, and like right before that, I quit my job working at the post office because I was doing these 2 plays, and the way the guy was talking about the play, I thought it was going to skyrocket or whatever. So then, I left the post office, and then the play didn't go anywhere. So I'm like left without a job and like no play. So it's like, oh my God. So, I was collecting, unemployment at the time. And, so I was what's the word I used earlier? Humility. It was like, man, I thought this was going to happen. And I thought I was bigger than what I was. And I thought I was ready. And at the time, I wasn't ready. So that, that bothered me. But then now being back into it, I didn't wait too long to get, get working again as far as regular job. But other than that, I haven't had that I'm quitting and I'm leaving everything behind and the starving actor and all that stuff. I haven't really sacrificed that stuff yet. And I think I know I'm on the verge of doing that at this age.
What do you mean the starving actor?
By that, I mean just having multiple streams of income, or just acting being your income.
Oh, a full-time actor.
Full-time, yeah, we go. Full-time, yeah.
Oh, because you said starving. I'm like, starving.
Well, that's the mentality it was, back in the day. Back when I, was first starting. Everybody was like, I'm a starving artist. This is all I do. I'm living out of a car. So I haven't had that great of a sacrifice yet. So I haven't stepped into full time. So once I get into full time, I believe that's where the sacrifices have come in. I guess I was on the opposite side of you with, making sure the relationships were right, the family was right, everything was right. So when I did do that, people wouldn't look at me crazy, like, hey, what are you doing? You know what my dream is, you know what my goals are, then, be prepared for me to be around you less and things like that, and just have somewhat of a one-track mind. But I do understand that the balance is what is needed. But as of right now, I really haven't sacrificed anything that I can, remember. So I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm quote unquote, I guess, looking forward to the sacrifice, if any. I mean, it's been a struggle. I can talk about the struggle, but the sacrifice part of it, I really haven't sacrificed.
That's good. I mean, especially if it's not family. I mean, because my thing was a reality check. Here I am on television, hopping from movie to movie, networking. Becoming somewhat of a name. Being offered gigs. At one point I didn't have to audition. A&E offered me a 5-book deal. Myself, Joe Montana, Marsha Gay Harden. But having all that success and not being able to share or have people to talk to, it was odd. It was weird. It was lonely. NBC relocated me out to California. I'm making 5-6 figures a week. I'm a regular on a television show. This is what I worked all my life for. You know what I mean? But I'm like, it's like, it's just me, the people that I did associate with people that I worked with, or other actors, and they took care of me, because, moving out to LA was a lonely experience. But then, I had like John Carlos Exposito, who really took me on his wing, and Bing, and, I don't want to throw names, but these cats really looked out for me and taught me a lot of stuff, because, when you do find others that you want to connect with, then it was just about finding the right people to roll with, because, all that sacrificing, all that, and that loneliness, you start clicking and vibing with folks that they have other intentions. They're not trying to be your friend. You're an opportunity. You're not a friend. So it was lonely, man. Here I am making all this money in California and scared to leave, go out there or just associate with the people that I knew. They just wanted me or wanted to hang with me for me. But nevertheless, after my parents died, things changed, and the taste for acting changed. And then it was like, I didn't want to do this, but then when I got the bug, when I started, then I started teaching and all that other stuff. And then when I got the bug to do it again, I said, okay, because success, people think they want success, bro. And you think you want it until you get it. It's not always what you think it is. Right. And that's the biggest lesson I learned, one of the biggest lessons, because I learned many, that it happens fast, and it's a different kind of animal, man. Cats
Now,
Cats want you for their, you know, it's just crazy. People pulling at you for all sorts of reasons, and you still have appointments you got to make because you got network appointments, you got other kind of appointments, and then people just want you around because it makes them look good to say they know you or to know you. It's just, man, it's crazy. So this time around, I said, I'm going to nourish the relationships. I'm going to take care of my loved ones and people who love me, because those, and my mother said this, you know, she said, how you treat people on your way up is going to determine how they treat you on your way down. And that's real talk. So some of those people I hurt, but because the love was there and because I genuinely didn't want to hurt them, I was just selfish, you know. When they answered the phone, and when I was down, they were there for me. So in saying that, the sacrifice this time around is not going to be the people that are important to me. The sacrifices now is for the art, and in a different way. You know, like if I'm more conscientious, the balance. You know what I mean? The balance. And you said something earlier, Strick. You said that people should know this is what I do, and that's how I felt. This is what I do. This is what I do. And you know, this is interesting because I kind of like had a conversation about this not too long ago, where it's like, the balance of that is like, yes, you know, this is what I do. We're adults. We got to eat. There's a time for everything. So now the people in my life, I need them to understand that this is my time, that's your time, you know, because I got to respect your time like you want to respect, I want you to respect my time. However, don't interfere. Work with me as I work with you. Does that make sense?
yes.
You know, and so those are the kind of relationships that I'm nourishing now. You know, the ones that want for me as I want for them, and I want for them as they want for me. You know what I mean? Right. Your success is my success. My success is your success. Let's work together. Don't try to keep me down. Don't try to control me. Let's work this out. Let's make it happen. Let's make it do what it do. If you can't see that, then, you know, then you're complicating things. You're an obstacle that I need to just push you to the side and move forward. You know, with love.
Right. Definitely with love. Cool.
But those are the sacrifices, and some of the roles. You know, some of the roles that, you know, as far as sacrifices, certain roles I'm not interested in doing. I don't want to do certain roles. That's you know, no. I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. You know, there's plenty of actors out here that can do that. I'm open for that. You know, I want to do roles that are going to challenge me, that I can grow from, that are going to move me spiritually, intellectually, and as a person. You know, Dave Caruso once told me, "Shiek, don't let them use you for their benefit." Now, and I heard Ice-T do an interview one time, and he spoke about that we're all pawns. You know, however, be careful how you used. So I understand the board. I love chess. I understand the board. You know, I understand my place. At the same time, I understand my place. You know what I mean? And my place within myself needs to be good. And if this ain't good with me, it damn sure gonna be good for nobody else. Because one thing I learned, nobody give a damn about you until they give a damn about you. You know what I mean? Or unless they give a damn about you.
All right.
You know, because when I was down, you know what I mean? When I was down, only one or two looked out. Only one or two said, "Yo, Shiek, you got this," and that's all I needed. You know what I mean?
That's good.
So that one person.
The things that you needed, you know, or the people that you needed came through to help you. For those of you who are watching, if you have questions, I'm not sure, I can't see it on my end. If there's a question box, you know, put a question. If not, just put the question up, and you know, if we catch it when we're scrolling, we will, you know, answer any questions that we can. Shiek, I learned something so that, you know, we won't get cut off with time. If you tap your live button up top, if you touch it, it'll give you a clock. It'll, oh, don't knock it down.
Oh yeah, I see the clock. Okay.
So boom. So there we go.
So it says 1948. So
that means that's how long we've been on.
Okay, cool. So what, an hour, 60 minutes, 55, and okay, that's what I got you.
So 55, you know, we start winding it down. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Well, glad you can see it this time, Aria. So if you have questions, you know, put them in. So,
and Aria, I just had a production meeting, girl. I got to talk to you about something. I need a script supervisor. You know what I mean? So I threw your name in the pot. So we're gonna talk, Aria.
all right, cool,
You
cool,
know what I
cool.
mean?
So,
Like I said, whatever, man.
from sacrifice, I'm like, y'all can do that in the meeting. No, the sacrifices to struggle, the struggle, the struggle of, you know, being an artist. You know, on my end, you know, the struggle is to really, really break into, to get in more rooms. You know, with you know, now with lack of management, lack of, you know, representation is kind of hard, you know, because some people, like trying to get an agent, they want, you know, referrals or so here's my thinking. My thought process was this, and somewhat still is, right? People want managers and agents to get those roles where they're working with A-list actors or whatever list actors, the upper echelon or whatever, people who are on a different level than them, right? But agents and managers feel that you have to have already worked with those people and have certain credits to do so. You know, it reminds me of that commercial, I don't have any skills but I can't get a job because I didn't have any skills. I didn't have any skills because I didn't go to school. I couldn't go to school because I didn't have any skills. And it's like a vicious cycle.
That's 22.
So my, you know, my thought process was, wow, I'm looking for agents and managers to help me get to a different level, to a certain level or a next level. But the managers and agents are thinking, well, I should already be at this level to get to the same level that, you know, I want to be in. So that was kind of hard for me to understand and grasp. So the struggle for me has just been, again, you know, getting into rooms, you know, bedrooms. I've been on TV, you know, co-star roles, been on, you know, been on NBC, been on the ID channel, you know, things like that. And I want more of that. I just don't want to get, I don't want to say stuck, because I love theater. I just don't want to do theater, you know, for the rest of my life. You know, I want to do more film and television. So the struggle for me is to get into the rooms. And now with, I mean, a lot of people are, even though I don't want to use COVID as an excuse, you know, because I see a lot of people still booking, you know, through it. But it's been a real struggle for me. So it's like I'm waiting on. It was hard because I had projects lined up. I had like 4 different projects that was supposed to be, you know, whether or not I was producing or filming or in for this summer. And, you know, COVID just pushed everything back, you know, and so the struggle is not waiting around, but, you know, not having something to do. I mean, I have something to do, you know, with the characters, we're doing things. But as far as, you know, getting into the rooms and booking big things, big things, it's been a struggle, you know, for me. That's the struggle that I'm, you know, dealing with, you know, right now.
My thing is like, Strick, is like, I gotta honestly say that's never been a struggle for me per se. And that's only because when you understand the business, because this is a business, and anything in life, and this is my dad, you know, a strategist, you know, Sergeant Major. If I want to get from point A to point B, what do I need to do? So if I see, and Malcolm X always talked about it, if everybody's fishing and everybody's down the lake fishing, then the fish, you may not get a fish because down lake is crowded. But if I go up the lake and I catch the fish as they go down, I got a better opportunity to catch more fish, right? So my thing is, if everybody's trying to do this, what can I do differently to get me what we all want to get? And that's how I think, and that's how I've always think. And that was one of the reasons why we created the characters, you know. This is a freaking business. Business meaning that they want to make money. Independent filmmaking right now is the way to go. It is the way to go financially. People are shooting movies with their iPhone. I just taught a class You know, all these kids, all these, they're adults too, shooting movies with their iPhones, editing on Premiere and Final Cut, but they use their iPhone. So this is the opportunity. Look at Issa Rae. She created an opportunity off a web series that was on YouTube. You know, if they think they can make money with you, with your brand, or with you being the brand, then that's where it's at. What makes you different from everybody else is where you, the artist, want to be, because it's a money game. You know, I once heard a group of successful people. I was like a fly on the wall. They said, you know, those who understand the business call it Hollywood. I mean, those who don't understand the business call it Hollywood. Those who understand the business call it Moneywood. And that's exactly what this is. This is Moneywood. You know, if you look at the budgets and the success of most people, they started with independent projects.
Right.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, you know, Good Will Hunting was an independent project. Yes, they got Robin Williams to lock on, but he wouldn't have locked on if they didn't come to him with a great concept, because he had a lot to lose as a brand himself, you know. So I'm about really creating your opportunity, because your opportunity creates opportunity. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm not trying to get into the room to be like everybody else. I want to get to the studio heads to be like who I could be and make money, because I can't make money doing that. I can't live my dream being in a crowded room full of people who look like me. I need to show these folks, and I need to create for myself an opportunity where we can sit down and talk about other ways of making money, other movies or more content, other things we can do creatively to move ourselves around, each other around. And that's what the character is about. It's about creating that opportunity for ourselves, you know, opposed to trying to put a ticket in a crowded room and with your hand up talking about, can you look at me too? Can you look at me too? You know what I mean? No. I think, and that was a big thing with me, because I always asked myself when I got into this industry, I said, because I would go back and forth from New York and California. And Harlem is for me is a place full of freaking talent. So and these people I came up with, I'm like, why are they still here? Why haven't they blown up? Because they're brilliant talents. And I'm like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be walking down 125th with all this freaking talent and never seen. So what can I do? I don't want to be, from back then, black males to make it over had to be in their 60s. I don't want to be 60 when I cross over. You know, so what can I do to avoid that happening? And that's where all this came out. You know, if you're going to be in this industry, you got to understand it, plain and simple, because it is a business. It's a machinery. You know, it's a machinery that's been functioning for hundreds of years. If you don't understand it, if you're just trying to get in and jump in, that's another thing with longevity. Once I get in, what's going to keep me here?
Right.
You know what I mean? These are all the things that as an artist you want to think about, you know, because it doesn't need us. We need it until it needs us. So how can I create this atmosphere or this flavor for the day, you know, that showcases my talent and those who roll with me. And that's what the character's about, creating our opportunities. Because once they see that we're you know, they're a brand that can make money, then they're gonna come running. They always, I mean, look at Spike Lee. Who else? Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Who else? What's his name? What's the brother's name?
From where?
What you call it? The superhero. What's his name? The superhero.
Black superhero?
No. Yeah.
Michael Jai White.
Michael, not Michael Jai White. The other brother who's now
Boseman?
Yeah, Boseman. Yeah, all those brothers. No. He did a lot of independent, but Fruitville Station.
Michael B. Jordan.
Fruitville Station. Him and the director. You know, independent project.
Right.
You know, if they didn't do Fruitville Station, then where would they be now?
Right.
Anthony Mackie. Well, Anthony Mackie's, but Anthony Mackie came from Juilliard. He worked his way through theater and everything. He didn't do independent so much. He came through a different way. But he's another one, you know. But independent, they created the opportunity.
Right.
You know, I think if we sit around and keep asking, man, we're gonna keep asking. So I think you're on the right track. You know, I told you when I first met you, brother, you're a brilliant talent, and I was pissed off at you because you you weren't working to your potential. You
Right.
know, to me, you were scattered. You know, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, thank you, brother. I got it. Thank you, Eugene. You know, you were scattered. I was like, well, you trying to do so fucking much, man. Just sit still. You know, work your plan and plan your work. And then now I guess is the time because the last year or so, something hit you. I don't know, the lightning bolt, God's lightning bolt. I don't know what the hell happened, but your focus has shifted. And now look how you're progressing. You know, you got the talent, straight. It's just what you're going to do with it. Before you you're like a Sammy Davis Jr. You sing, you dance, you write, you direct, you act. The fuck, you do it all. you sometimes cats have so much talent they don't know what the hell to do. You know what I mean? But now that your shit is centered and focused, so your director's real. Your shit is centered and focused, you're moving. It's just a matter, it's the consistency, brother. And that's how I see it. But at the same time, my thing, I'm working my way back, you know, but I think this time I'm more seasoned. So this time I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to get there. So now, you know, it's that old bull walk down the hill and get all the bulls opposed to running down there and taking one. It's that old bull story. It's like, I'm going to get there. I'm cool. You know, everything. I understand divine intervention. I understand the spirit. I understand that I got to get what I'm supposed to get before I get what I want to get. So I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? My mentality is different. So when I hear no, when I go on an audition or when I want to say no to something I'm not really comfortable with, I'm okay with that because I know what's mine is mine. Before you used to hear it, but to hear it and know it is a total different thing, man. So you just like, all right, cool. It ain't my time yet. But what's mine is mine.
Yes, sir.
So I sit back and learn. Sit back and learn. You know? I feel old as hell talking about this shit right now. I feel old as hell.
It's all good.
It's just all great beat and shit. I feel old as hell.
I think that's what it is.
Shit.
I think that's what it is. Yours is just full. Well, you can't see me, but yours is just fuller than mine. That's all. So Eugene had a question. How do you pick and choose when and what things to sacrifice?
I use my heart. Everything, every choice I make, every decision in my life, it works. It comes from inside. You know, I know. Here's another thing. Even though sometimes I may have a feeling about something, and I'm an emotional dude sometimes. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't click right away for me, like, oh yeah, I want that, let's go for it. Then 9 times out of 10, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. But then it'll come back to me, which is weird. I'm like, I didn't want it. Why did it come in? Why is it still in my face? Why is it still here? And opposed to that, the old Shiek used to be like, why is it still here? I'm not doing it. Move it out my face. Now the older Shiek is like, it's here for a reason. Let me reassess it. You know. Recently, I went on an audition. I put myself on tape for something I didn't want. I'm like, this is a waste of time, some bullshit. I'm not interested. I'm not interested because of the politics of it, because of my own head, right? Then I said, Shiek, just do the audition. I put myself on tape. And then you do the audition, put yourself on tape and just grow from the experience. That's where my head was at. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I don't really care. I don't really want it. However, it keeps the instrument lubricated when I put myself on tape. So it's not about that. It's about me just staying wet, lubricated, and ready. Because opportunity comes and goes. So when that door cracks, I need to be ready. And that's what that audition was for me. You put myself on tape was. And here's a big thing. You don't know who's going to see the tape. There's a time when I went in for Matrix, and I thought I booked Matrix. You know, even the casting director who put me on tape 10 years later, bro, who wanted me for another movie that shot with Joaquin and took me out to Europe. Ed Harris took me out to Europe for like 3-4 months. You know, she remembered me from that audition. You know what I mean? So you never know who's going to see that. And she's the one who set it up with the director because they couldn't they couldn't cast his role. They couldn't find, so they said Shiek. You know what I mean? Nice. And that's how that happened. And she said, Shiek, I know you're not going to remember me. You know, I put you on tape for Matrix 10 years ago and blah, blah, blah. And I booked it. Nice. So that's another reason why I said, well, let me just keep it lubricated. Plus, I don't know who's going to see this. Let me just do what I do.
All right.
It's different now.
For those of you just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to Characters Unmasked. I'm Steven Strickland. I think above me is
Shiek Mahmud-Bey.
And we're the characters. We're talking about actors in the art, the sacrifice, the struggle. We talked about sacrifice. Now we're, we were talking about the struggle. We're also, going to be talking about what drives us and the cost of living the dream. I think the cost of living the dream is kind of like the same as the sacrifice. But thank y'all for into the room. I see my man Jay in here, the motivator. He's an actor, director, writer, and fitness coach. So thank you for joining, brother. So Eugene, I hope that that question was answered, for you. Like I said,
and for Eugene, because I know him personally, Eugene needs to focus.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's another talented brother. That brother's hilarious and talented in a lot of ways, but he's got his hands in all kind of stuff. Focus, man. Focus. That's what I'm saying. Cats with a lot of talent, y'all better sit down and focus. You know what I mean? Shit.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? That's right, Malachi. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the plan right now. So, Shiek.
Yes, sir.
What drives you, man?
Success. Personal and spiritual. You know? I just want to grow. What drives me is trying to define who I am. You know, like there's so much of me that I don't know. I want to discover new Shieks, new parts of Shieks. You know what I mean? They said you only use a certain percentage of your brain. I want to go beyond that. I want to close my eyes and go someplace else and come back. I want to leave my body and come back. You know what I mean? But what drives me is that kind of shit. You think I'm playing, but that's the kind of shit I write. Those are the movies I want to make. Right. That's what I want to do. I want to look like in acting, like when I'm in it, I'm not talking to you, the actor. I'm talking to your soul. Right. You know what I mean? I want to go beyond, what is normal, for society, or I want to stretch minds and thought. What drives me is the fact that I just want to grow. I want to expand, bro.
Right.
I want to be someplace else. I want to experience some shit that like Howard Hughes. He said we can fly. Let's build some planes. They said you can't fly, Bill. He said yeah you can. Nobody understood that shit. Now what? We flying back and forth. That's the kind of shit I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to go places that cats don't believe we can go there, or that I believe, that I see, and I know that's tangible. That's what drives me, bro. That's what drives me.
I feel you. Know what I mean? What drives me is success as well.
What's success to you, Strick? What's success to you? I know you are, so I'll beat you to it.
My success is being able to do this full time and be able to provide for myself, for my family, and just be able to touch people's hearts, like you said, the soul, going beyond the surface and touching people, because that's what got me, into it. Watching TV, going to theater and watching plays and stuff, and people on stage and being able to touch me with the words they said and the things that they did, and on screen just watching stuff. It's like, wow, I'm watching this, and I'm in my living room, actually in my kitchen with the TV on top of the cabinet, like, wow, this is wow. Like, people are really moving, like these stories and what people go through, and whether it's fiction or nonfiction, fantasy or reality, it all comes from somewhere, and the humanity of it all. But the success, it's not, and when I say success, I don't mean fame, because like earlier you said, people want success, but they really don't want it. And I think that's a little bit of fame in there. People want the fame, want to be known, but like you said, when you're known, people want to latch on to you for different reasons. But my success, I want to be able to, like I said, I just want to be able to do this and do this only. Just live a life in the entertainment business and the entertainment machinery, and be able to touch lives with the things that I do from either stage or television, or whether it's production. I know you said I do a lot, but whatever I have my hand in, I want it to be able to touch people's lives and motivate them to either do better, to be better, to find themselves, and things like that. So that's what drives me. Not living the way I live now, being able to live in a more comfortable way. I won't say without worry, because there will always be worry. There will always be questions and things to think about, but at a different level. You think you have other things to think about. I want to be able to have other things to think about than most of the things that I, think about and have to worry about now. I'd rather think about stuff than worry. There it is. I'd rather be thinking about stuff as opposed to worrying about stuff. Even though there'll be worry there, I want to be in a place where I can just think about something. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, as opposed to, oh man, shoot, what about, oh man, I'm so worried about this. I don't want to be stressed, even though there's stress in every level that you're in life and entertainment, whatever. But I want to be able to handle it in a different way, if that makes any sense, So I'm successful that way.
I'm listening to you talk. I'm listening to you talk, brother, and for me, I don't know. For me, the key to that is just being grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm grateful.
I mean, yeah, we say we're grateful, but what keeps my sanity, because I do want so much as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching myself not to want. You know what I mean? Because if you want, you're never going to be happy with what you have. And I'm learning to be really grateful for everything I have. Yeah, you always have a desire to be the best or want more or do more. But I think the balance for sanity is to also be grateful, more grateful than want. You know what I mean? Because I was so driven, and I am still driven. I'm addicted to drive. I'm addicted to succeeding, to kicking down doors and to living this dream, this vision that I had. But I spend more time thanking God for what I have, for what I've accomplished, for the trials and tribulations, for still standing, still being here. You know what I mean? And I think that helps me. It helps me cope with a lot of things that can easily get me down. And believe me, I still have my moments. But then after I lick my wounds, I'm like, okay, but I'm a better person now. So yeah, my thing is just find a balance. That balance is big. It's huge. It's huge. But being grateful is a great part of that. Because we've both done so much, and the fact that we're here alive and able to talk about our experiences, no matter what level they're on,
right?
That's something to be grateful about. There's somebody else talking about they woulda, coulda, and shoulda, but we doing it.
Right.
We doing it, and that's huge. That's freaking huge. My shit sometimes is like, I'm like, why the fuck haven't I blown up? I got peers of mine who didn't really want to do this shit, and they names. Right. Sometimes I gotta go and call. I gotta call them to help me out to move my project. That shit, that's a shot. And they looking at me like, the fuck, you should be here with me. And I'm like, well, you should help me, motherfucker. But it's like, we go back and forth. But the real deal is that I am where I am, he is or she is where they are, and and it is what it is, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen, how it's going to happen, and the right perfect time. You know what I mean? So I may think this, but divine. This is divine order. So I'm going to appreciate this. I'm going to keep wanting, keep fighting, keep driving, but I'm going to appreciate this shit. I'm going to appreciate this because later on, we'll be able to talk about it. And I'm going to look to the side or look down and say, come on, it's possible because look at me. You know what I mean? It's possible. Let's do this. What are you both, what are the both of you doing to improve during this time as actors, directors, creatives, and men? And that's men. Oh, damn, look at Eugene. Yeah.
So Eugene,
go ahead, brother.
He had another question too. I wrote that down too. So question after.
Okay.
What are you both doing to improve during this time as actors, directors, creatives, as men? We're
doing just that shit.
Right. Right. Just working on all those.
Booyah!
How are we doing?
You know what I mean?
How am I doing it as a director? I've always watched a lot of movies and television and watching different actors and see how they do, what they do and choices that they make. And then, I had to learn that, especially once I got into the editing process, of the projects that I've been on, it's like actors make a lot of different choices, but the one we choose to put in the film is the one that we see, right? So the actor might have made a choice that was better in take number 2, but because the lighting or something else was wrong, we had to use the other take. So I'm just learning different. I'm learning the actor more. I mean, I know I'm an actor, and I like to pride myself on being able to understand, the actor and get out of the actor, kind of what they need. And this is from the director standpoint. I work with different actors and just go over different things, with them from a directorial standpoint to see if I can get from them what they need. Like I do one-on-one, acting, coaching and some consulting for, up and coming artists. But every now and then I'll reach out to some actor friends and I say, hey, let's work on something. I direct you this time and then you direct me, so iron sharpens iron. So I do, things like that as far as, as a director. As creatives, right now I'm really not, and this is bad on my part because I'm not practicing what I preach. I want to, get into writing. I have ideas and things like that, but I haven't written it down. And I'm always telling people write it down, because, write the vision, make it plain, because it's always in your head until you put it down and then make it flourish. So I'm trying to write more of my ideas down to make them, come to fruition. As an actor, I'm trying to get into these different doors. I'm trying to work on more monologues. You'll be seeing me post, more monologues soon. Everybody's posting monologue Monday and doing all these monologue things. I've never really been a monologue person. I've been more of a scene person, but I'm trying to work on monologues more. As a man, just trying to be healthy, trying to get back in shape and stay in shape. It's somewhat of a roller coaster, but I'm just trying to be a better me, doing the things I need to do to be a better me, to be the best Steven that I can be, as corny and cliche as that may sound. But like Shiek was saying earlier, to get from point A to point B, what do I do? And I'm taking a step back and watching and learning and absorbing things and applying them to my career, my life, and how I move. So that's what I'm doing on my end.
This is my life. I teach at New York Film Academy. I teach at Shiek Studios, my own school. And teaching is constantly learning, growing. I teach producing, directing, acting. Every day. Every day I'm working on my craft. I'm in production. I'm actually shooting something. That's what the beat is about. I'm auditioning regularly, putting myself on tape. And I'm in pre-production for another project that I'll be shooting from, October to November, through to November. The characters are working on stuff, so as far as business and production, we're doing that. We're always creating. So this is it. This is my life. It chose me. Like I was going to be I thought I was going to be $1 million fighter, boxer. This is it, and I'm doing the damn thing. I wanted to this year, but COVID kind of knocked that out the box. I want to get down with the DGA. I definitely want to direct network. I think I'm ready for that. I think I can handle that. I definitely want to do that. I want bigger budget films. I want 2,000 people on my crew. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's, writing, I'm always, I'm not writing per se, but, I'm surrounded with some brilliant writers in the company, Neff, Kaja, Renee just said yesterday she wants to write. Will, huh?
I said Malachi.
Malachi's right. Yeah, Malachi's got Aria's got projects coming out. Oh, we busy, bro. We doing it. We living it. We doing it just exactly that. We living the dream, bro. You know what I mean? And just thinking about it, talking about it, and as it's coming out my mouth and going through my mind, I can only smile.
Right.
You know, because we actually are doing it. COVID was a pro and a con to me. You know, as an artist, you know, I'm not gonna focus on what I don't have, what's wrong. My thing is like, as an artist, like, let me step back and look at this. This is not just a flower. It's really a painting. It's a piece of chocolate. It's like, you know, a pro is always a con. You know what I mean? COVID is not just a disease. It's not just hurting and killing folks. It's also an opportunity to slow down, focus, reevaluate, reapply, and make it a positive. You know what I mean?
In my mind.
And so that's what we did. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead. I just you mentioned COVID, and I'm big on was it acronyms? So as you talk COVID being a pro and a con, I'm thinking about each letter and what it could mean, what it made us do in the positive sense. So I'm just thinking about that. So, you know, next time I'll have something for y'all with COVID, what it means.
There you go.
But so another question. I mean, if you were finished, then I'll ask.
Yeah, I think I was, but we had 51-27.
Okay.
When
we get to 55.
All right, come on. Let's do it.
How Eugene asked me personally if I kind of wrote it down. If I had the opportunity to wait, I can scroll and find it because I wrote it down. But Steve, if you have an opportunity to make a great deal of money hosting, which you clearly love to do you pass it up for a low-paying film opportunity? Eugene, I hate you. That's a great question. Because, you know, I'm asking people that all the time. I ask people, you know, when I do my show, of all the hats that you wear, which one fits the best? Which one is your favorite? At the end of the day, I'm an actor all the way. But at the same time, like what Shiek was saying, if everybody's doing this over here, how can I get in, you know, this way? Hosting is another way for me to reach people and people to see me and see what I'm doing. To answer the question, making a lot of money, I guess it depends on the situation, man. You know, where am I hosting? Is it a big TV gig hosting where I'm definitely going to be seen? Then maybe, you know, for a low, who's writing, who wrote, who's directing, who's producing this low, not low budget, but low film, low money making film, you know, that plays into it too. The opportunity, it's not, both of them are opportunities. It's like who's a part of which opportunity. I would have to weigh it out, you know. Yeah, Eugene, we'll talk more. But because Eugene does that too, you know. Eugene is a host, he's an MC, you know, as well. So we're, you know, kindred spirits on that. So I know, you know, I'm going to ask you that same question one day. Let's say Shiek wrote it. If Shiek wrote it,
here we go.
You going to do that to me right here, right now, while Shiek is here? And he's looking at me. He can't see me, but he can hear me. Okay, Shiek wrote it. Who else is a part of it? You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and say the character's a part of it. Then maybe I still gotta weigh it. I can't give you an answer right now. I gotta weigh it. Like, what's the opportunity on the other side? You talked about one side. Okay, Shiek wrote it. I said the characters are in it. Cool. What about the hosting gig? What's that about? But anyway, so that's the answer to my question. I would have to weigh it out and see. Because I love acting. Acting is my first love, but hosting is something I'm also, you know, I've been blessed to do, you know, for a long time and have been getting, you know, noticed, you know, for that. So that's my answer to your question personally to me. And I saw another question Eugene asked, even playing field of pros and cons. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so the question Eugene, his stupid self, said, women are taking these bubble baths to take care of themselves. How do we do your face? Shiek is crazy.
He's just stupid.
How do we
he didn't take his medicine.
How are we going into self-care? What do we do? What do we do for self-care? You missed the self-care show.
Yeah.
But
Eugene.
I haven't taken a bath. I used to like taking baths. I still do. I just haven't done it. I take a nice shower to relax. I'll go get a massage, every now and then. I'll just sometimes I just sit and relax and meditate. Well, I don't call it meditating, but I'll just sit still and just relax and not do anything, for a while. And that's one of the things I do. Like I'll read some old scripts of things that I've done, because I think I have pretty much all the scripts that I've had since 1999. Every project that I've been, because I want to put it in my office, in my den, with all my movie posters, all my scripts. Maybe one day, now that I have a production company, reach back to those people and say, hey, can we revive this? And like that. And but yes, I relax. I do things that relax me and that calm me, and that's showers, relaxing, and what I say, massages. But that's what I do.
I'm not into massages. What I do is I like to read. I find myself reading. Sorry. I find myself recently reading books that aren't script. I don't want to read scripts. I mean, I separate scripts from, because most of what I've been reading for the last maybe 4 or 5 years is just scripts, and then I realized that I need to read more other things. Balance it out. So I find myself reading. Reading. I love autobiographical.
You said it right.
Autobiographical books. I like reading about other people's lives, their success. Books on finances. What do you call it? Metaphysical. I love the metaphysical. Things like that. I just started taking baths. I like to I like to sit in a tub. I like the candles. I don't know bubble baths, but I like to sit in a tub. I like to have a candle, and then it's meditative for me, to look at the candle and breathe and all that stuff. And I just like that. I used to do that more when I used to box, but I like sitting in tubs and with the candle. When I go to Detroit, I do it more often, because it's just like I got this big ass room and big ass tub. Actually, when I say Detroit because I've been going to Detroit a lot. So I like the candles, and I like that. But I like to be alone a lot too. I'm realizing that, especially the last week or so, the quietness, because there's so much going on in my life. I'm transitioning. My life is going through a huge transition. So I find myself just sitting quiet, just taking care of my mind and breathing, and I started working out again differently, changing my body composition because of the project that I'm shooting next in October. So I'm doing that differently, and my skin, clearing my skin up, so I'm alkalining as much as possible. But that's what I do. We're at 5:58, brother. But I want to say this before we get off, because I wanted to say this last time we was on.
So tap the live real quick and see if it's giving a 2-minute countdown.
Yeah, 58, 47.
Tap it though.
Oh, I did. It says live, and it says 58, 40, 58, 54, 55.
Right. So if you started at
a minute
and 30 seconds.
I wanted to say this before we get cut off. Oh, see, we're at 59. Okay, we got it down. Okay, cool. I think you're a brilliant person, brother. I'm happy to see that you're doing your thing. I want to plug your show, so go ahead and plug it real quick, because we got 5912. Plug your show, Steve.
The name of my show is Strickland Media Group presents Strictly Speaking with Steven Strickland every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from my page, Strickland Media Group. It's a great show. I interview all different types of people. If you want to be on the show, hit me up on the DM, and we'll make it happen.
Cool. So we're doing the countdown. 21, 20, 20. So go ahead, brother. Close it.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Characters Unmasked. I've been your character, Steven Strickland, and you are?
Shiek Mahmud-Bey.
Thank you for watching. Tune in to us next week, each and every Friday.